All right, everyone, welcome. So we've always said that if you enter in our tournaments and you have a couple replays that you want to see casted, you can send them in to us and we'll retroactively cast them. So that's what we're doing. Welcome, everyone. It's Terzurgler and Giggle Bear. How you doing, Giggle?
I am doing all right, man.
I forgot my own name there for a second.
Nice. I'm excited to see Logik. We got Logik and ShyrShadi, ZVP. So this should be pretty good. Both these players are really good, and they've been playing in the tournaments for quite a while now. So excited.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, maybe I'm a little bit biased, but the reason I like both of the players is not only because they're both my friends, but because they both play in like every single tournament. So a bit biased here, but some good guys for sure.
Definite OGs of the Nydus for sure, man.
Yep.
So, looks
all right,
like,
so, oh,
as
sorry.
I said, yeah, oh no, go ahead. Do you
No, I
wanna
was just
introduce-
switching the scenes and making sure everything's good to go, but we are.
Gotcha. Do you want to introduce the Zerg? I know you do.
All right, give me just 1 second to change my... Boom. Okay, I'm getting good at changing the settings. All right,
Nice.
so the man who sent in these replays, the man, the myth, and the legend, by the way, who we love, it is the purple Zerg in the bottom right-hand corner, Logik. I like purple. That fucking color looks good on Zerg. I use green.
Oh yeah, man. The purple just kind of like makes all the creep and shit. Like, just look at that Zerg
Pops,
face.
yeah.
Purple everywhere. And his opponent in the top left, as I said, one of the OG's original players of the Nydus tournaments. It is just ShyrShadi.
I wonder how you get the clan names to pop up on the bottom. I've seen them do it before, but I'm not sure how they do that.
It is.
These kids and their technology these days.
I know, right? I like tried to add stream labels to my stream. I was just like, this is like, nah. Just
Too much
not
work.
So it looks like ShyrShadi gonna go ahead and build the gateway on the low ground. Pretty standard there. Gonna look to wall off and grab that Nexus, I imagine. Meanwhile, Logik goes ahead and his spawning pool's about 3/4 of the way done before he even drops a hatchery or anything like that. Unfortunately, ShyrShadi will scout it though. So does he respond appropriately?
Yep. I missed the early pool because I was checking the observer interface and all that stuff and making sure things were good to go, but that was definitely a very early pool. But like you said, ShyrShadi saw it, so he should be able to, you know, account for what's coming. I'd imagine there's going to be some pretty early aggression. But Logik did take his natural, though, so it's not going to be completely one base all-in or anything, so...
Yep. And then we'll have to see if that second base is just for larva or if he builds any drones down there. It might be a little goofy to build the early spawning pool and then, you know, not build any lings, but we'll have to see just to get this early queen out.
Yeah, the Roach Warren comes down too. That's definitely not what I was expecting for sure. So who knows? It's interesting.
Yep. He actually is, you know, he's got one on gas and he isn't researching speed. So it looks like he's probably going to donate all of his resources towards those roaches. I can see that catching Sheer really off guard, especially because the pro went down to those 2 lings. He probably thinks like a flood of lings is coming. So nice mind games coming out of Logik.
Yeah, definitely. And I think a good response from ShyrShadi as well, because he didn't take his second base, knowing that his opponent was trying to maybe do a little bit of early aggression. So I think that was a good read by ShyrShadi.
Definitely, man. That was a good point. Because, you know, he definitely was looking, I imagine, with that pylon on the low ground and the gateway to take that Nexus shortly behind it. But nice response out of him.
Yeah, I think not taking it was probably the better decision, but, you know, based off of what he saw. So, but you're right with the whole, he probably imagines lings coming and not roaches, so it'll be interesting to see what he does there as well.
Yep. So it looks like Logik going to go ahead and at least build a few drones to go down bottom. He's got 1 roach down there just to kind of hold with the queen. And 1 roach in his main base as well. So keeping them separated. Protoss not looking to scout or anything like that, though.
Yeah, ShyrShadi's usually pretty good about getting observers out and across the map, though, so we'll see if that's where he heads. I know the Robo's about to finish up here in a minute. Oh, okay, so it did, so we'll see.
Yeah, but no, as far as I know, yeah, no observer or anything like that right now. ShyrShadi just sitting on 3 adepts and 1 zealot. So his army is, you know, a little bit paltry, but he's got this Nexus coming down behind it, so.
He's like, I'll do my scouting with my adepts like a true Protoss. No, I'm just kidding.
Those adepts are pretty damn good at it, though, man.
Oh, yeah.
Probably second only to lings.
Well, pre-shade nerf or after shade nerf even, you think?
I don't know. That's a hard...
They're still pretty good. I mean, yeah, I'm not, like, questioning you. I'm just asking. I know a lot of them thought that was a very significant hit, the whole shade nerf range, so.
Yep, and I haven't played any Protoss since the patch, so it's really
Oh
nice
yeah.
if you flip to ShyrShadi's view while he's shading to see just how small that like scouting range is. So it does seem. I mean, I was watching him shade there, and I was like, wow, that's
Okay, I'm
that's
gonna watch
kind
it
of
now that you
painful to
mentioned
what it was, man.
it.
Hopefully he shades here soon, so that we're not just like watching ShyrShadi. But it was pretty interesting, man. It did feel like the scouting range was pretty big on the last one. He should shade here. Maybe not though. Nope.
Oh.
I know, but
Okay.
it's all in like. Okay, so see.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I see what they're saying. He got him
You
up
gotta.
into the main, and that was about it. And he had to take it. So, yeah.
Yep. So
But he did see
meanwhile.
the layer as well, so that was a good scout, for sure.
Man,
I don't have
nice
game.
surround.
Yeah, definitely. I don't have game hard up, so it's kind of hard to see workers killed. But that was 12 total coming down for ShyrShadi.
Nice, dude. Nice on the fly data thing, man.
Yeah, I was like, what was the button? What was it? Oh shit, Control R, Control R. But what ShyrShadi did see there is he also saw the fact that his opponent is going roaches and not links. So, well, we already see the immortal coming out. We'll see. There should be a few more of those popping, I'm sure. But he knows that Logik is going roaches.
Yep, absolutely. So we'll have to see if Logik wants to continue going roaches. I'm not sure if he knows that the Robo's down yet. I think he got a scout off. No, he actually hasn't seen that Robo, so he doesn't, know the full count of immortals out right now. And if he continues to build roaches, I mean, he may end up in a tough spot.
Spire down though, so we'll see where he goes once that finishes.
Nice.
A bit uncommon to see with roaches, but I like it. I like it. Never be predictable as a Zerg because you have that option to just tech switch all over the place. So I love it. And maybe that was in response to the Robo too. I don't.
Yeah, it's hard to really say if that's kind of like. I mean, there's a couple different ways that you could do that. You could kind of combine them with the mutas, or you could just, he sees ShyrShadi sees that small amount of roaches and probably thinks that Logik is going to continue into Hydra or something like that, and it's just a total tech switch. So it could be some mind games from Logik, which is pretty cool. If he stops building, roaches completely or whatever, and maybe he builds a huge ball of mutas.
Yep. And Logik going ahead and taking his third base, as well as spreading a lot of creep, too. I like that. So by the time the third base is even going to come up, the creep will already be touching the base. I think that's pretty well done. But yeah, I mean, it was a little delayed given the opening, but still, I mean, it's commendable creep spread. And then behind this, ShyrShadi is choosing to drop the Dark Shrine. So we will see how that comes into play later down the road.
Yep, and he drops 3 more gateways behind that as well. So he's probably going to be looking to push out here pretty soon. He does have a pretty sizable army with 3 immortals as the backbone for that. Unfortunately, he doesn't have much in the way of anti-air. He has 2 stalkers right now, and no Stargate or anything like that down. So the Dark Shrine, while helpful, is not really going to help him too much against the mutas.
Yep. And it's going to be Nydus for sure. Well, I mean, we can guess just because +1 air attacks is coming in, so that's pretty indicative of him Logik going Nydus down the road. So I think it worked, man. Mind game's successful.
Yep, and I think this is something that it's really easy to see and take note of as a Zerg player or whatever. Is look at the small amount of roaches that he built, but this is just enough to shoo away a significant amount of army or buy yourself some time. And now he's flipping. He sees that ShyrShadi sees that spire, but now he's flipping into Muta. And I mean, it was an investment to build these roaches, but it wasn't anything crazy, and it helped him survive.
Yep, the plan's so crazy it just might work.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just, I'm just kidding.
No,
but
I really
seriously,
like
yeah, I feel it, especially given how popular the Roach Hydra is in the meta. Like, he gave him every indication that that's where he's going to head when these mutas hit. I guarantee you they're going to be a pretty big surprise. Unless ShyrShadi has scouted it, though. Let me check his vision. Okay, so he did see it somehow. Wow, so I guess it won't be that complete of a surprise, but I do like the decision regardless.
Yeah, he had flown a hallucinated phoenix in there just a little bit before. Okay. It looks like this queen, they're going to be able to shoo away those adepts as they do shade into the main, but will die there. Meanwhile, these DTs just kind of chilling on the right here. A little bit, I mean, I hate to say this, but a little bit sloppy from ShyrShadi. I imagine, if you're going to build those, you want to try and send them in and get as much damage as possible.
Yep. The third was sitting there waiting and open. Oh, okay, so I guess it had a spore, but still, they could have done a little bit of damage. But yeah, he just wanted to get in there and scout as well, which I think was a good decision because behind that, he chooses to go with double Stargate play as well as an Archon. So, I mean, it's handled. He knows that air is going to be, the eventual comp, but Logik already has a lot of mutas for harassment, and they're moving out, so they're going to be able to deny this third at minimum, right?
Yep, more than likely. I mean, look at ShyrShadi's army right now. He just doesn't have the stalkers to be able to go and fight this. He knows that, so he's just going to go ahead and move across the map. I think this is a good idea from him. He's not going to be able to find any damage against those mutas. The third base, while it's going to go down, is he going to cancel it? No, he lets it go
Oh
down.
shit.
I think just to distract the mutas and keep them
Okay.
attacking. You know what I'm saying? Like
The
it's kind of
ultimate
an
mind
investment he has
game
to make. Yeah. But
Yeah.
we'll have to see what type of damage he does have. That warp prism with his army, which is really nice. It's going to be able to help him to reinforce.
Oh, there's
But
just too
here
many
come
roaches.
the roaches. Ooh, one Archon going down very quickly. These
Oh,
roaches
okay.
are
So the
0-0.
Warpin's coming behind it with some stalkers, which is a pretty good decision. But that was a lot of roach. Actually, ShyrShadi is going to be able to clean this up and make the mutas come back to the army.
Yep. So here come the mutas, and he is building more. Logik is building more roaches. Looks like he's going to be able to get. Okay, so he doesn't attack at the exact same time. He's going to start picking off low units, but all of his roaches going down.
Yeah, Shyr did a lot of damage. That it was well held for sure by Logik. He was able to push Shyr back as well as getting the third base down. But Shyr definitely got some damage done during all that.
Yep. And here's where the muta's mobility really comes into play. Any unit that he picks off here. Oh, you don't want to fly over those, buddy?
No.
As he's just going to sit there and go for it. Will he be able to get it as he's target firing stalkers, doing his best? I think the splash damage, is actually going to burst through and take... Wow, man.
Yeah, he had that fight to begin with in terms of getting the stalkers down, and then once the roaches joined the battle, it was enough to send ShyrShadi in retreat. But we do have some phoenixes joining the fight on ShyrShadi's side, which will help a lot with the AA, but unfortunately there was a bit of a move command with these new stalkers that were going to come join the fight. They were stuck on the ramp behind a zealot.
Yep. And so it looks like it's just stalkers now as the last of the immortal go down. Roaches being pushed back across the map, but Logik sitting on a fully saturated third base, so he is definitely up as far as production and worker count. ShyrShadi, really nice response getting those phoenixes out though, but I just, I think he's going to start to get outlasted here.
Yeah, that was well macroed by Logik. Not only was Logik dealing with pressure from ShyrShadi, but he was also doing pressure as well. So the fact that he managed to come out ahead on all that is pretty good. But also well handled by ShyrShadi. He attacked, went a little too far forward, and caused a counter attack from Logik, but was able to hold it. So I always like it when I'm able to hold a counter attack.
I agree. Yeah. Logik's +1 on those mutas that he got early when he, kind of built the Spire right away was pretty helpful there, because I was pretty surprised at how resilient those mutas were against the Stalker Ball.
Yep, and because he went mutas, he forced ShyrShadi to have to make a few tech different. Well, I can't speak right now, but make a few different tech switches because now Shyr's going for blink for his stalkers because he has to have them now for the mutas.
Yep, Logik taking the fourth base. Some Phoenixes over here on the left side. They're not going to be able to deny that fourth base, but they probably will be able to see it. Meanwhile, Logik flipping over a little bit between Lings now. So he's got Ling Roach Muta. So we'll have to see. He's been fighting in really kind of small number of been winning these like small skirmishes. So I got to give the upper hand to Logik with this army.
Yep. So ShyrShadi's coming in
head on.
Yeah. Exactly. ShyrShadi's coming in with these Phoenix to see what he can get done in terms of damage. He was able to kill a couple drones. I didn't see exactly how many went down because we don't have Game Heart, but he was just more of a scout, I think, than anything else.
Yep, just poking around, seeing what he can do with those, I imagine. It kind of sucks because okay, so he's going to get these mutas, and this is going to be pretty nice, but Hydra's coming out now, and we all know how new Hydras are. Pretty damn strong, man.
So new, they're getting nerfed.
That's pretty fair, man. I don't know. I mean, that
Yeah.
sucks. That sucks.
Yep, behind this we have Lurkerden down as well, plus the Infestation Pit, so he can move on up to high tech. Shyr, on the other hand, has a couple of Mortals coming out, as well as, what is that? Ground Weapons 2. So.
Yep. ShyrShadi, I feel like, is getting kind of caught up in the game of tech switches here. You can see that he has a lot of gateway units. He's not really sure if he needs to build Immortals or does he need to build more Phoenixes. And these Phoenixes now are just going to get kind of caught out as two of them do go down to the Hydras. And, I mean, he's got a significantly big army, but if this gets surrounded, man, and the Hydras get the DPS, then I think that's just good night. I mean, Ling Hydra against the gateway army is rough times, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have a couple sentries coming in for ShyrShadi, so he's going to try to rely on those force fields to split up this ground army DPS. But as you said, I think ShyrShadi is just a bit unsure of where Logik is headed with his comp. He's had him guessing this whole time. And because of that, ShyrShadi's been able to, or has been forced, rather, to take a bunch of different tech switches. So
yep.
It's always good when you can keep him guessing, for sure.
Absolutely, man. As Zerg, you have the ability to build one building and do any number of tech switches. So he's really kind of playing to that advantage. The other thing I was going to say, Logik with really great creep spread at this point in the game.
Yeah, it's already almost over to ShyrShadi's base. That's awesome, and the Lurkerden just finished as well. So things are about to change here. But
that creep spread looks like a freaking field goal, dude. Like it's just like a big pitchfork down the middle of the map. Like anywhere ShyrShadi goes as far as pushing out, he's gonna be seen before he gets anywhere near. Well, maybe this fourth base, but a little bit of like yin and yang going on. This is always awkward.
Yeah, but as you said, just because of that creep spread, Logik saw it immediately. He regrouped his army, and he's already headed down here. So the creep spread comes into play exactly while we were talking about it. It's like we know what we're doing. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, ShyrShadi, get that base!
Oh,
Get the base! No, sure. Oh my god.
oh my God! How much? Okay,
there we go.
I tried to click on it to find out how much HP it had, and it went down.
Lurkers. I think ShyrShadi would have been better served if he had just gotten the base and cut his losses and force fielded his way out. Because man. That I don't think that trade was worth a base.
Yeah, but those were some really great force fields by ShyrShadi for sure. They were able to prevent a lot of the army from catching up and giving him the amount of time he needed to get that base down. So well played for sure by both players. But Logik is going to be able to at least send this packing, if not completely clean it up, now that the lurkers have joined the fight.
I mean, Protoss is just running for his life at this point. Lurkers just walking up, no big deal, gonna take the fight. What's up?
Oh, I was just going to say that was huge by ShyrShadi. He lifted 2 lurkers and held him in the air and killed him. So, that I mean, it's only 2 lurkers, but man, that's 2 lurkers that he didn't have to fight. So, very well played.
And absolutely, I got to say, behind all this, ShyrShadi going ahead and grabbing a fort to make sure that he's not falling behind a macro. He did go ahead and clean out a good amount of those lurkers, but with the number of Hydras out on the map right now, I don't know, man. It's just gonna be more lurkers and more lurkers, but ShyrShadi is doing a damn good job of hanging in there.
Yeah, absolutely. He actually joined the worker lead. Now he's up 64 workers to Logik's 53. But as you said, the Hydras and lurkers are about to change things. Oh shit! A couple lurkers moving in and getting picked off before they were able to burrow down.
Yep, very nice by ShyrShadi, picking off every unit that he can. I mean, it sucks because he's kind of fighting an uphill battle here with the number of bases and the creep spread of Zerg. But like I said earlier, man, he is doing a really good job of hanging in there. I would have been killed by now, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Just the 2 moves we just saw, the lifting the lurkers and sniping off those last 2 shows that he's still paying attention and he's not necessarily like razzled or anything. So good to see, man. Shyr's the beast, and he's keeping his composure when he's behind, as you said. But Logik just did a fat round of drones. He's getting 3-3, and he's now ahead in the worker count. So, he's looking good as well. And that creep spread, I can't get enough of that, man. I wish I was that good at spreading creep, but I'm not.
I gotta say, I totally agree, man. But one thing I gotta say before this fight goes down is I like this Infestor. Hopefully it holds him in place.
Oh, the fungal worked. Yes.
Yeah, dude.
The fungal worked, and because of the Hydra line, there was the whole multiple rows of them just doing work that entire time.
This is so brutal. Hydras are so strong. Oh my god. He's got to watch out for that Archon though. Okay, never mind. No, he doesn't.
Not when you have Hydras.
I know. Wow.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what Hydras do. It's all good, man. Like they attack really quick. Oh wow. ShyrShadi doesn't want to hold anymore. Goes ahead, throws out the GG as he's just kind of eventually burned down on resources.
Yep. Well, he was fighting an uphill battle that whole time, and then he just lost a very gas and mineral expensive army composition, and he just didn't have the ability to remake it. So he knows, but he knew and knows at the same time is what I said. But he knew he was out, and he tapped out. So we have one more replay to go over. This is the second game. I might have got him in wrong order too, and I'm so sorry if that's the case.
I think you did because Shyr said good.
Yeah, I know. Like fuck, I'm sorry, man.
It's okay.
But yeah, we're gonna cast both games. I labeled them Logik 2 and Logik 1 so I could find them in my replay folder, and I must have swapped them out. So no big deal. Not the end of the world.
We agreed to cast both games. We didn't say what order we would cast.
Oh, got your ass on a technicality, Logik. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so we are coming into game number 1 or 2, depending on who you're asking. I'm going to say it's game number 2. It is on Echo, or Overgrowth. Wow, I don't even know the map pulls yet. And you can have Logik this time.
Alrighty. So, in the bottom left, in game 2/1 of this best of 3, it is the yellow Zerg, Logik.
Yeah, damn. So that was definitely my bad. Whoopsie.
And I apologize if at any point in time I have called him Logix. I don't think that I have, but maybe I have. But sorry if I have. It's Logik.
It is Logik. All right, and the green Protoss in the top right-hand corner, currently down 1 game in the series, or up or not. I don't know. It is ShyrShadi. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe I can go behind and like retroactively swap around the games or something. I'll see what I can do. No promises. But then it would be all confusing in the casts. Oh, we've come too far.
I know,
We've
right?
come too
Now you're
far.
giving away, dude. No. Okay.
Oh
So
shit.
Logic again going for the early pool here. So something that we saw in game one, and he went for roaches. So we'll have to see if he wants to build lings this time. A big fan of this early pool though.
Yeah.
Sure, should I get scout off again though?
Yeah, ShyrShadi is like the Protoss Carter, man. He's constantly trying to get just as much information as he can, and it pays off because he generally always knows what his opponent is doing. So,
Man.
except for last game, man. Logic had him thrown for a loop.
Yeah, that's true. That was kind of good. I honestly, like, if that was game 2 or whatever, this would be interesting because like he kind of plays off of. If he does something different this game, I can see why he maybe went straight to roaches in that other game.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Maybe something happened in this game that we didn't quite know, but either way, we'll figure it out and we'll all learn it together. It'll be like a crazy movie where it's constant flashbacks and you don't know in the beginning until the end or whatever. But
Memento.
yeah, exactly. Like,
so it looks like Logic going ahead and dropping the Roach Warren. So it's that same build from last time. ShyrShadi going ahead and taking the Gateway and Cybernetics Core on the low ground again.
Nice. Yeah, I was just reading Logic's chat. I didn't know what he meant, but I get the joke now. He has a big trophy by his base. I like that too, that they implemented that in the system.
Oh my god, he does. Look at that.
Do you play in those often, or?
I don't, but I really like the idea of them.
Yeah, it's cool.
To be honest with you, I used to do a lot of like Zeke tournaments and stuff when that was like a thing, and I really enjoyed that. And then Zeke kind of went offline, and I was like, oh well, I'm gonna stop playing in tournaments. But then when StarCraft implemented it, I was like really hyped on that.
Nice.
There's my trip down memory lane.
I remember. No, we have to get
Actually,
at least
didn't know
one in
you at
during
that
every
point in
cast.
time,
Like,
so, yeah, that's fair, man. You be the member guy.
Okay.
Go for that shit.
Yeah, but it does look pretty similar in terms of build from both players. Actually, a little different in that Sheer took his second base a little faster, but the Roach build, I guess, is about the same, as well as the Adepts. It'll be interesting to see if Stalkers come out in this game with Blink from ShyrShadi, but it looks pretty much the same from Logic.
Yep, absolutely. So there's 2 lings. Gonna go ahead and scout up here now. I gotta say, man, this is with these lings coming down and no drones at the natural. This build is a little bit different from Logic, and I gotta say and I think if that first game that we watched was the second game that was played, this makes a lot more sense now. How he did kind of subtle shifts to building drones.
Yeah,
ShyrShadi just kind of letting people know. Oh man, so yeah, these Adepts gonna go down now.
this is like the Narwhal build that we saw. You're right. It's completely a lot more aggressive, and that was just basically a larva base in the way of the natural. So I spoke too soon. It was all production after that.
And it makes a good amount more sense now. So when Sheer saw this for a second time, yeah, dude. He probably, that's why that second or in the second game the Nexus didn't go down as quick.
Yeah, exactly, because he was still shook from the first game. You are absolutely correct, sir. Yeah, I didn't even think of that way, but that's a powerful build. I know you weren't here for the tournament, but Narwhal did something very, very similar during the tournament, so that's a powerful build, man. But that was both games, so we just wanted to cast them for you, Logic, and yeah, that's it. I'm going to upload them to YouTube or something, so thanks for sending them in, and thanks for participating in all of our tourneys, man.
Absolutely. Thanks a bunch, man.